is the Prime Minister who's sitting down at the podium with Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland. Let's listen in.
From the outset, our government has worked closely with the provinces and territories to support Canadians during the pandemic. Fighting COVID-19 has always been a Team Canada effort, and it continues to be as we move into the recovery phase. We've been working with our provincial and territorial partners to outline what needs to be done over the next 6 to 8 months to safely restart our economy. And today, I have some good news to share. Our government will invest over $19 billion to ensure the provinces and territories have the support they need to protect the health of Canadians, help people get back to work safely, and prepare for a potential second wave. As part of this agreement, we've outlined 7 priority areas on which to focus our efforts, like increased testing and contact tracing, securing more personal protective equipment, and more support for the most vulnerable, including for seniors in long-term care facilities and nursing homes. But COVID-19 isn't just a health crisis, it's an economic crisis, too. So when we talk about the recovery phase, it's not just about making sure we can detect, control, and prevent future outbreaks. It's also about helping people, businesses, and entire communities adjust to our new normal, because until we find a vaccine, the daily threat of COVID-19 will not disappear. In addition to buying more PPE so workers can follow public health guidelines at the office, we also have to make sure that people can get to work safely, that children are looked after, and that those who can't find work right away are supported. So, making sure there are enough safe childcare spaces available, or supporting people who don't have paid sick leave. Those must be top priorities, too. This agreement also includes more support for municipalities. Our towns and cities have been at the forefront of responding to COVID-19. Cities must remain up and running if our economy is to eventually get back up and running. If cities aren't equipped for a safe restart, people will not be safe. That's why today's agreement provides municipalities with funding to cover operational costs. We're also going to give more support to transit, specifically. If we want people to participate in the economy, they need to be able to get to work safely. No one should have to turn down a job because they don't want to risk their health during a crowded commute. Investments in municipalities and in transit will be shared evenly between the federal and provincial governments. As we prepare our economic recovery, all orders of government know we have to keep working together to keep people safe. On that note, I want to thank Deputy Prime Minister Freeland, the premiers, and officials who've worked hard to support Canadians and lay the groundwork for our economic recovery with this agreement.
Over the last weeks, we have worked with the governments of provinces and territories to decide on what we need to do in the next 6 and 8 months to safely restart the economy. And today I have good news to announce. Our government will invest more than $19 billion to help provinces and territories to have necessary resources to protect the health of Canadians and help people get back to work and prepare for a potential second wave. As part of this agreement, we have identified 7 priority sectors where we need to focus. We have to increase our testing capacities and contact tracing, provide more personal protective equipment, and provide more support to the most vulnerable, especially seniors in healthcare facilities and long-term care homes. COVID-19 is not only a health crisis, it's also an economic crisis. To deal with it, not only do we have to improve our capacity to detect, heal, and prevent COVID-19, we must also help people enterprises and communities to adapt to a new normal because the threat of COVID-19 will remain present for as long as there is no vaccine. It's not enough to buy more personal protective equipment for people to be able to respect public health measures at work, but we have to help people go to work safely. We have to help them take care of their children and make sure that those who cannot work immediately receive support. We have to make sure that there's enough childcare spaces for people who don't have paid sick leave. All that should be part of our priorities. The agreement signed today also has new support for municipalities. Our cities are at the forefront of the fight against COVID-19, and this from the very beginning. For a safe restart of our economy, our cities must have the tools and resources necessary to prepare. Otherwise, we will be putting the lives of people at risk. The agreement provides more support to help municipalities with operational costs. We will also invest in transit because no one should have to say no to work because they don't want to risk their health every day. Investments in transport and municipalities will be shared equally between the federal government and the provincial governments. All orders of government will continue to work together to prepare and make sure that the economy restarts. Canadians can't continue counting on us.
Press conference with some news regarding the Canada-US border. Once again, Canada and the United States have agreed to extend the current border measures by 1 month until August 21st. And we're going to keep working closely with our American neighbors to keep people safe on both sides of the border.
To conclude today, I have some news about the Canadian-US border. I can now confirm that Canada and the US have agreed to extend current border measures already in place by a month up to the 21st. Tomorrow, Minister Morneau would be providing more details again about the emergency wage subsidy, and he will have more to say about ways in which we intend to provide more support to people living with disabilities. We'll be having more news from opposition parties tomorrow. Once again, thank you for listening to us, and I now